Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
It is
morning.
Monday, the 14th of March, 2022.
Yep.
I'm here with you, Jaretta Fernandez, alongside Sherrod
Sherrod.
Duncan
Sherrod.
this morning. Sherrod. Good morning to all you folks out there, especially the folks that's joining us from YouTube. And then YouTube lineup is getting longer as the day
Yes,
goes by.
you folks
So
on YouTube. Good to see you.
we're very thankful for all the viewership on YouTube and all the other platforms as well. But I tend to like the YouTube viewership, how they're moving with a good
And
pace.
always vocal. Pace and power on YouTube. Good to see you guys. Happy Monday, as Judy says. Happy Monday.
Yes, well, we are hoping that you all had a good weekend relaxation. If you went out, you were practicing all the safety precautions necessary on the road and so forth. And we are hoping that you are ready for a productive week, like we are this morning. We're
Go
all
ahead and
about
be great, people. Go ahead and be great.
we're all about productivity. And if you know anything about Sherrod Duncan, he is
too much for myself.
he is excessive when it comes to work. So I think
Too
he
much
probably
for myself.
works all weekend and then come back ready for the new week. Same
Fired
way.
up, ready to go.
So good morning to all you folks. I see
Who
you
joining
joining
us
us.
today? Who joining me today?
Is it Miss Henry's joining us this morning? William Koja. We have Cecile. We have Sandra Peters. Good morning to all you folks. Good morning to you, Beatrice. I know Beatrice has been here. Candy, Inderjeet. Good morning to you, Candy. How are you this morning?
Candy.
We're going to tell you folks that if you're new for the first time, make sure you invite persons and who are new this morning. Make sure that you just hashtag let us know that you're new, hashtag new, so that we can give you a warm FYI welcome as you join us.
Chandy Morris, we see you. Morna Monroe, we see you. I see Sharon Grant, Marilyn King, and Chanel Wills. All of our favorite people. Folks, we're wishing you guys a real productive new week, a strong, centered, focused, vibrant new week.
So you sung a little like a past today.
Vibrant, strong, productive, blessed, everything good.
Guys, we encourage you to be completely optimistic. I like no other energy. I'm an extremely optimistic person generally, no matter what is going on. You know, you have that upbeat personality. It usually takes you through the week very well.
Go get him, Sarita. Go get him. Good to see you. Is it Maureen Chichester? Clenard Martins, we see you there, Clenard. Warren Figueroa is here, watching us from Long Island.
Yes, Warren. I think Warren is be out and about a whole lot, you know.
So, one day here, one day in Long Island.
We need to have that life like Warren.
Alien, Delon Van Veen, good to see you. Bernadette Parks, good to see you, folks. Welcome to the program. Smash that emoji button and smash
and share. I swear I'm not going to be doing this effort.
Version.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Oh my goodness.
Share. Good to see you, Warren. Who else we got? We got Claire, Alexis,
I see Desmond is here this morning also.
Desmond is here. Desmond. Good to see you. Where did you join us from? NYC. Yep.
What is his?
The US time and our time on the same level now.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
We've gone back in sync.
Welcome back. You're no longer in the past. You're in the future now with us. Welcome back.
In the present.
Folks in the US of A. No, we were in their future because we were our ahead. So welcome now. We are together. We've synced and good to have you guys. And you know the call we to our world country and daytime hours fluctuating back and forth. And you call we.
That's their level of progression, sure.
But we always steady. We never move. We always
daylight saving time and all of the things.
People in the US is y'all we talking about. Y'all can't figure out whether y'all want to be an hour behind, hour forward. We are there. We just is slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow indeed.
Steady. I'm very steady, but you see what she picks up?
Oh my goodness.
She's not a big person. You see that?
I am, but I still
slow.
Listen.
That's
you don't have
steady.
to be
steady.
You don't have to be like pessimistic, not to just pick it up. I'm optimistic, upbeat, and all of that, but you still have to pick out these little things.
I still say steady, folks. We see Kieran Hughes is joining us, and Wilton Blue, some more William.
So Kieran is saying good morning to my Bartica friend. Kieran Hughes actually looking for a wife in Bartica. He's been in the comment section for a while.
You're the good, Kieran. Use the good, and then you gotta give it trouble. Chanel Ross,
Oh my
good to see
goodness.
you guys. Good to see Linda Thomas as well. Linda, how are you doing? How was your weekend? How did you guys spend the weekend generally? What are you guys having for breakfast this morning?
Queens in the house, Ohio in the house. Good morning from the
Yeah,
Bronx.
yeah,
Edward
yeah,
Gonzalez
yeah.
is in the Bronx this
Belsi
morning.
Chiran, is it night or
Yes.
kite? Belsi
I
Chiran.
missed that one. I see Dave.
Yep.
Dave is joining us from New Jersey this morning.
And what's the other name?
Denise Singh.
Yeah.
Denise Singh, good morning to you, Denise, and all the other folks
Cherry
there.
Baskin, Greenwich. Good to see you, Cherry.
Greenwich,
Folks,
I like that name.
can you imagine it's the 14th already? Tomorrow's mid-month, Charita.
I know.
Tomorrow's mid-month. And we were here when the month started, and we said the time is rushing by.
Too fast.
Pace and power, go after your dreams, go after your hopes and aspirations. You got a plan, but at some point you got to execute too. It's the 15th of the month already.
My gosh. Guys, go out there. Do what you
Exactly, go out there. Go out there. Do. Money got to make. It don't make by itself. Somebody got to make it.
Can't say it in no better way.
Money got to make people. Let's do it.
So Roger's with us this morning. Good morning to you, Rogers. It's Chanel Wills is with us this morning also. And Suzanne. Good morning, Suzanne.
Chanel Wills.
So Beatrice said she had a productive weekend and she made some good extra dollars. Thank God.
Remember your friends. Remember your friends. Chanel Wills, good to see you, Chanel. Mark Allman is here too. Beatrice house, them out. Susan can't see us. Mike Coney's in the house. Good morning, Mike Coney. How is the weather there? Those are some fantastic, lovely places. Mike Coney, places of quiet truth. Stan Bourne, Stan says Times Square's in the house. Yeah, we love Times Square. The Money Central, Stan. Remember your friends.
Yes, that's all we're concerned about there.
Here as well.
Well, Rogers, like we said, Rogers family.
George Buffett, Stacy Maddox, good to see you, Stacy. Alicia King as well, folks. Good morning to each and every one. I hope y'all tell the people y'all house morning, right? Because you can't wake up anyhow, and then you come and play nice fun.
As the funny thing is about that basic courtesy, right?
Yeah.
The funny thing about it is that I went to my daughter's PTA meeting. The teacher was complaining that a lot of the students come in and they just walk in the door, go to their seat. She's like, "Hello, you don't see me standing here."
You come in education, you good morning. Them change focus on the education. Pat Jepson, good to see you. Esteline Sinclair, good to see you as well, and Andrew Cusbert. Charlene Juice Attendry. Charlene, how you doing? Good to see you, Charlene.
Guyanese Brown Sugar is here.
But I see when you have these names like Guyanese Brown Sugar, we all say it's subjective.
Like eye candy.
Brown sugar is subjective. As a matter of fact, we're moving away from these organic sugar.
Wow. That's not good. That's not
brown
good.
Sugar, you got to prove how this sugar is so brown. Yuri Westmas. Yuri, good to see you. Good to see Cecile Ogle, always here. Cecile, good to see you. And Parmanan Lal. Yep.
So we have some fancy people. I see Candy there is saying coffee, egg, sausage, and toast.
Oh, wow. You clearly in this economy. Clearly. We got to pick which day we have tea, which day we have toast. You can't have both.
I'm not going to have sugar and milk today, right?
You can't afford it. That's it. She's compelled not to have sugar.
An imposed diet.
Can't get nice cup plus toast plus bacon. We got to pick we struggle, folks. We pick it, we struggle this morning, and I choose little Milo tea, a little milk, right? Tomorrow I'll have the bread alone. Can't get nice cup with blue inside and white outside plus logo and all those things, bacon and eggs.
You can't eat your cake and have it, right?
We pick a struggle. Nice
wow,
cup.
my goodness. Yeah, we're like that.
We pick a struggle.
But there's so much going on right about now. We have so much to walk you guys through as you come on. Make sure you continue to share the live stream so that other persons. So much.
The issues this morning.
Well, Sharon's going to be sitting through the issue, but some of the issues you may want to actually get up and take a stretch and a walk around the kitchen.
You gotta get some stress relief. Crack it like this.
Like, let's go. Let's look at it.
Yep. First up, I think we have some stuff happening on the international scene. Guys, so we always want to brief you guys on what's happening internationally.
Why are you skipping the morning papers, Sharon?
We have morning papers. Hustling to get into it. We have the hustle, folks. What's making the morning papers?
No, actually, I wanted to pick out. You see,
Don't tell
Sharon
me
have
you're gonna tell the morning
so
papers.
many.
Tell them I see the
No, no,
morning
no,
papers.
no, 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 no. Let's get through this, guys. Right? Let's get through it.
Mm.
When we look at the morning papers, every single morning, Sharon, this is Sharon's favorite part, mind you, because Sharon is always out and reading the papers
I
just
fast.
before.
It's just
That's-
extending the papers. That's all.
So one of the things that caught my attention in the morning papers is the headline that EPA doing guesswork, basically, right?
It's
Environment,
true.
right? It says the environmentalist says the agencies lack data to conclude a 12-well drilling campaign will not harm environment. And I'm made to understand that today they are set to meet again to have further discussions. And I want to say that that caught my attention specifically because of all of what has been said by yourself and on not only the FYI in the ring
I said
and
it, I said it.
below the belt, you've been bringing attention and putting
Oops.
Sharon,
Boo-boo.
and you've been said.
Right ahead. Go ahead, Rita. I'm gonna boo-boo, folks. Right ahead, Rita.
Okay, he has it. So,
We have a functional
it's a functional kitchen. So let's go. And all of the pressure that has been placed on getting the EPA to do what they should do, I see that it is bearing a bit of fruit, but we don't know how it's going to go.
Green screen. Let me prove that if anything is
And so we're actually going to look at the meetings that they're having, especially the one that they're holding today, that they're saying that they're still in talks as to how they move forward without these studies and so forth, and whether or not, I guess, they're going to make some kind of adjustment moving forward. And I dare say that this is because of the pressure that they have been getting from all of the spokespersons out there.
Well deserved pressure at that. It is well deserved pressure because the EPA has been waiving the EIAs, the
Correct.
environmental impact assessments, for lots of these projects. But what captured me? What captured my attention? What captured me? Same thing. What captured my attention on the story? Where is it? On page. Where did it say that? Page 8. What captured my attention is what they said at the end of it in response to the fact that they have been waiving lots of these EIAs. They said here, I think in the final, continue on page 50 now.
Just go back one.
There's no finality to this. Continue on page 15, my lord. Yeah, in the penultimate paragraphs of this article, they said, as regards the potential impacts from the project, these are expected to be physical, biological, and sub-economic in nature. But you only knew this because you did the EIA. If you think it's a no-brainer,
Correct,
and will cause no effect, then you would never know definitively. But because we did the test, because we did the research, it told us that. And they go on to state here also that the project, according to the Kaicho block operator, can potentially affect biological organisms too. Additionally, the project is not expected to directly cause negative changes to the coastal population demographic. It's quite interesting. Again, you only know what happens because you did what was right and
correct,
what was necessary.
Most definitely. And the meeting that they're to have today is concerning not this particular one, but they're meeting today to discuss the waiver of the study when it comes to the Demerara Harbor Bridge. So there you have it, another study that was foregone, that wasn't looked at as necessary, as though it was some no-brainer. And now they're still in discussions as it pertains to that. And as I say, we need to continue to mount the pressure on these issues. We need to continue to come out and speak out, because it's only then that we see actual actions being taken to basically correct some of those things.
And on this very issue of the gas and this one, the oil. Where's my thoughts? The oil and gas industry. There's another article making one of the front pages. It says EPA greenlights US $35 million wind project for Hope Beach. And again, they come back to the need of these studies and EIAs and all that, because again, at the ending of this article, it says that the environmental impact assessment fully complied with the terms and scope which are set out by the EPA in consideration of the submission made by the members of the public. The EIA has adequately addressed the views and feedback expressed by members of the public and other stakeholders during the consultation of the statutory 60-day public review period. In addition to that, they went on to state that the environmental and social impact assessment, the ESIA, adequately addressed the potential adverse effects or risks posed by the project, and it goes on. Again, because you do the work, you do the studies, you do the assessment, you get to know the potential impact, whether it's on the environment as we know it, the physical environment, or on people.
Well, what caught my attention was the statutory 60 days, because I believe that it was right on this program when we were discussing the amount of days given by the EPA. It wasn't 60
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. So it's
I
interesting.
can't recall.
But it's good to see the EPA for once
For once, yes.
moving in the right direction.
After
of actually
pressure,
doing what is required.
after pressure, I'm not going to sit here and let anyone believe that they would have moved in this direction if it wasn't for the public pressure that they're getting. And that's why I keep saying it's absolutely necessary for us to get out there and speak to these matters, because if we don't, there is no reason for them to go and actually have any corrective measures in place to deal with all of this. They would have gone ahead like nothing ever went wrong.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So
well, that's on the morning papers. Good to see Shirley Crichton, by the way. Shirley, I've seen a little bit. Shirley.
So Edward say we beaten a dead horse with that one. He has no hope for the EPA.
And then you have Lal Bahadur Singh. Very long first name. Do you see that?
I'm seeing
Lal
it.
Bahadur Singh. Good to see you.
But you got it right, Sher. You got that name right. So good going for you.
Yeah.
You were a teacher at one point.
So there you go. Edward Brooms, we see you as well. And Tessa Isaacs Graves Andy, we see you too. And Andrew Cuthbert, all the other folks who are joining us, thanks for joining our morning program. FYI, for your information, smash that emoji button and share the live stream as well. As Shruti would do it. I know that's how she's going to do it.
I'm never going to do it. So
and smash.
But another thing that's on the papers on the front page, I'm noting here is East Kanji man chopped to death, and that we're going to be dealing with a little bit more later in the program as we move forward, most definitely. And I see a headline here is like a little sarcastic to me, but the ExxonMobil contract allows for renegotiation, in which this is something that everyone knows. I see something say, why are leaders silent? But I know that yourself, me, we have been speaking out very publicly about these matters altogether. Well, I'm telling you that.
Bing, bing.
T. This is T. This is T. This is the T moment.
Unless, even except.
As we were saying.
Yeah. What else in the front pages?
No, we're going to move forward from the front page this morning. We have a packed program, guys.
Yes,
we have.
The pages
we are on to the morning trend, guys. Yeah. So as we're moving on to the morning trend, we want to start with what's happening internationally.
Yes. Here's what's happening. Yes. Here.
Listen, Sharon has. I don't know what.
Yes.
I don't know what Sharon has been on for the weekend. I have not had it.
Wait for this side. You blame now. Yes.
This is extreme energy.
Yep.
Oh yes, Joel. Too much pressure, bus pipe. Rightly so.
Good to see Karen Miller and Sandra Brotherson. Sandra's watching us from Brooklyn. Fantastic. Chanel Ross is here as well. You see this guy?
Guys, Shirley's getting a little age with the eyes, so don't mind him.
That being said, Barack Obama's come down with COVID.
Yes.
Former U.S. President, 44th U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama, who served 2 terms as president, Donald Trump. Better luck next time.
A 2-term president.
Obama's come down with
COVID.
COVID. Judy's mouthing something here, folks. I don't know what it is. I think she said Barack look hot, something of that nature. But the former president, see people, man is sick, man. The woman actually seen is looking at. Women different, you know. Women different.
As we go on, yes.
Yeah. Test positive for COVID-19.
That is
really
correct.
Hoping him the best.
We're wishing the Barack Obama all the best. I must say that Barack Obama has made quite a name for himself, both him and Michelle Obama all together.
After you serve 2 terms.
Yeah. Listen, I am not going to get into this conversation.
It happens after.
So
it happens.
They have both been making a name for themselves. Even after, I believe that a lot of the wealth that they acquired was even after that he came out of office, because they acquired a lot of wealth just going out and having as that brand, the Obama brand, Michelle and Barack Obama.
With President Trump, he seems to be losing a lot of money that he didn't even have.
Oh my gosh.
Seems to be losing a lot of money than you had. Trump, how's looking, my brother? How's looking?
Oh my goodness. And as we move
And all
forward,
the Trumpers, how they looking for you? But get well soon, El Presidente. Get well soon. Get well soon.
yes, we wish them.
Naomi Jockey says, my husband will have you know Milo is not tea. It's a big discussion in my house. Hold on. Barack, hold on for me.
Milo is not tea. No, this is a segue. This is a segue that we must have.
Naomi, if you think it's tea, girl, it's tea. You don't let it. It's you buying this Milo, it's you or me. If I say the Milo is tea, it's tea. What qualifies it to be otherwise?
Well, a lot of persons have the whole talk about tea generally when you add all the herbs and the spices and so to make that into tea. So if you're having Milo, they say you're having Milo.
I like my Milo tea. You all try that.
So-
How do you try that? Milo tea for me.
Oh
Milo
my
tea.
goodness.
Moving on though.
But as we move on, but we're still on the international front. What's going on there? We have a meet. We're seeing that a meeting is set between Russia and Ukraine today. Those talks are resuming. Actually, there's been a lot of talks happening that all have fallen apart. Nothing substantive have come out of those as yet. But today, yet again, Ukraine hopes that there is some amount of resolution that can be brought to the talks that are set to resume today. So more than like we have so many persons that are in so many basic refugees, as rightly referred to. Sharon is showing me something right now on the
It's
screen.
a tea conversation. We talking international news. Alexis Charles saying Milo is Milo. You know, somebody else saying Candy, the lean energy. Candy talk to his friends.
Milo is a malt. Milo is Milo. Yeah. Okay, guys, focus.
Rich. That's the problem.
So, guys, let's focus. The war between Russia and Ukraine. And I are having a meeting today.
Joel spelled Obama's name without a key. I don't know if that matters, but it affected me a little bit.
Spelled Obama's name what?
With
you just said without.
Barack. Yeah.
Okay.
Barack
Okay.
has a key in it, but it's spelled.
Okay.
But away from the tea conversation.
Back to the talk. So
Back to Ukraine.
we're hoping
these
that
guys
these talks,
need to have some tea.
Correct.
These guys need to have some tea and chill out with this war business.
Well, actually, there's a lot of persons, the refugees that are out there, a lot of persons are not having basic meals as breakfast and tea and all these things that we're discussing because of the state that they're in and how they're being housed as the war continues between Russia and Ukraine. So we're hoping for them to come to some kind of resolution moving forward. I know that there is a lot of international pressure coming down on Russia.
And you know what? That brings me to the point that I don't think they'd be concerned whether Milo is tea or not once we're eating something, once we're drinking something.
Well, and that's exactly it. And there's so many other persons out there. I mean, your problem is good problems. So you're having good problems, but we're hoping that those talks would actually have some kind of solution that the person that the thousands persons out there suffering, hundreds of thousands of persons that are out there suffering without a roof over their head and all of that can actually be given some kind of peace of mind because we're not in that situation. We're nicely nestled in our warm homes, so we wish them all the best on those talks. So that's the most we can do at this point in time.
Yeah.
But as on the same matter of the war between Russia and Ukraine, reports are coming up that Russian billionaire loses 80 billion in wealth. The Russian billionaires actually lose, and we're picking this report up from CNBC News, and it's basically saying that Russia's 20 richest billionaires in recent weeks have actually, according to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, the Russian top billionaires have lost more than 80 billion in wealth in recent weeks. So this is what it's looking at there. I think they're saying further that the impact of sanction on oligarchs, along with the collapse of the Russian ruble and the economy and the global outrage over Ukraine, have swiftly brought the end to the era of an entire class of Russian elites around the world, right? And they're
I wish it was falling off of their bank books into mine. I know this guy doesn't like Joe by me. Just bring that fellow. This guy doesn't like Joe by me. I wonder.
So sometimes, as we get back to the whole conversation,
you made a little stumble there and said rent. I thought it
I
talking
said
about Sue. It's
wealth,
only
yeah.
Sue could pay
I
them kind
said
of
I
rent.
said rent.
It's only Sue could pay them
Oh
kind of
wow,
rent.
guys! If I said
80
wealth,
billion rent.
rent, I need
Only
my
Sue
rent.
got them kind of money.
That's what.
The
That's
landlord and the tenant.
he's renting an entire country.
The
That
landlord and the tenant.
my bad.
Yep, yep.
But we're saying that that's
Do
what's
you
going
say it
on.
is sad? Would you say it's sad to see these billionaires lose money? I mean, like, what do you say?
Listen to me.
You're in our
Money is not really ever lost.
Yeah.
It's just it moves from one place to the
Here's
next.
economist.
Right?
I was wondering when you stop. I was wondering. I wish
so
I'd been there.
so I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm disturbed by this. Oh,
Mhm.
good for what went bad there for one person
Yeah.
goes good for someone else. If you look at the stock market, when some stocks are going down, the others are increasing in its value. So most definitely not. I don't think that there's anything sad about what is
Mhm.
going on there. Persons in business, they diversify a whole lot. You're getting me into that conversation, but business, especially these oligarchs, they diversify their interests
see.
throughout the length and breadth of the world, and that's why they're even having losses because their interest is just not there. It's spread out throughout the length and breadth of the world. So when sanctions came into
And once
play,
some come to this part of the world,
well, that's well,
come the billion.
most
That being said,
definitely,
folks,
most
that being said, the
definitely.
guys are signaling at the back that we need to encourage you to share. Share, folks. I think we can stop here. I think we can go pause, put a pin in this program here because, we're gonna talk to ourselves now because we know we got some viewers who get so transfixed. Drita, get so transfixed, get so transfixed, and your hands don't work anymore. You are just totally glued. So smash that emoji button for us and share the live stream. Share, and smash.
Do what he says. Do what Cher says, I'm going to be nicely like, just share, click.
Share, click. Smash the emoji button as well, folks. And let's get a move on. Ravi Kemraj has showed up.
Oh, nice.
Ravi
is here. Good morning
Hope
to you,
you come in
Ravi.
here and so on. Hope you did a little gargle.
A little what?
Gargling. You put the mouthwash.
Okay, no.
You gargle.
Okay. I wasn't sure what you were saying. But
That being said, moving on. Perfect segue. Good morning, Ravi. Welcome.
Let's move off from the international front and let's bring it home to what's going on locally this morning. And we're seeing here one of the first things we're looking at is the scale of education. Nearly the scale of educational loss is being referred to as nearly insurmountable. And there you have the report there, guys, and very no, but basically, the report goes on to say, and it's coming out of a report, 2022 UNICEF release, and they're sharing details. And the details is basically saying that when it comes to Guyana, and I'm going to quote directly from the report. It says, nearly half of Guyana's school children did not have access to the consistent quality of education their more privileged classmates receive over the past 2 years. Right? And we've been talking about this a whole lot, and we've made several points. I know as a member of the opposition actually made several points in Parliament when it comes to what is going on in the school system, and the fact that when you talk about online learning and so forth, when there is no mechanism in place to actually support that structure altogether, what are you saying to students and children that parents cannot afford certain things, that don't have access to it, so they were basically left behind? And today I know the teachers are complaining tremendously because they have the majority of their classes now have students that are way back almost 2 years, especially children that did not get to have that nursery education. So they're coming in to primary school not being able to recognize letters and all of those things. It's a very sad case, and I understand and I agree with the report on the facts that they're putting forward, and the statistics seems very plausible in my regard.
And you see, it's good to see Karen Abrams pursuing these issues, because Karen has been very much involved in STEM.
Yes.
And ensuring that our kids are STEM, what's the word? STEM literate.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that's mentioned here. It said here in Guyana, the story is no different. And it said a 2001 STEM Guyana online parent survey noted that 59% of parents reported having e-networks, GT&T, or satellite internet service in their homes, right? When factoring in that parents are who are not online, STEM Guyana, it was realized that I believe that still quite low. Just let me just get this data right. Okay, so it's 33.3% reported.
Finding a way.
I'm finding my way,
Yeah,
guys.
but
I don't want I don't want to misquote the
I think
statistics here.
even
Okay,
as we
Guyana
okay, so much for
drops
me on that.
to around 47%, right? Guyana had dropped to about 47%, and that is back, and that's when it was done in 2021.
Mhm.
So now you have it, and the statistics that is coming out of the UNICEF report is basically saying that nearly half of Guyana the students did not actually have access to those type of
The
education.
point I was going to make is that irrespective of the challenges, whether it's COVID 19 or it's some other challenge, every day as long as we live, we're going to have challenges. But we encourage parents to continue to push and to press their children. It's amazing that even though we're having more and more access to technology, I mean, we've moved a long way from dial up to where we are currently. Still, lots of children are not being pointed in the right direction
With the use of
with the
technology.
use of
Yeah.
technology. And so that's an encouragement we have for parents to continue to push these kids. And we understand the challenges. We are no different as parents of having to work and have that balance with family and ensuring that your kids do their homework and you attend PTA meetings and all of that being an active part of your children's lives. That is so important because as we've said here many times, if we come up and we raise the children not even be an inch better than us, then we little wicked. And so we got to push them. Too many parents for reasons that can only be psychological could say, well, I never had a tablet, so why you need a tablet?
Yeah.
I grew up without internet and I ain't come out bad, but so why you want internet and all that? But we gotta push them. And these, believe it
I
or
have
not,
I'm a little bit of I have a
um,
little bit of concern when it comes to the use of technology, especially with children, because as a parent myself, I do not encourage the use giving children cell phones. Like I do. I mean, this is a contentious matter, but this is my principle. I don't believe in giving children cell
but
phone,
I
but
think
access to the internet and research
that's where we
definitely.
are. That's where we are.
Monitored
Just to
access
be able
too.
to engage and to
Monitored
be brought
access.
up because when you gotta go now and compete with some first world countries,
Yeah.
you don't even basic computer literate. Like we're
No,
plugging
that's not
this,
good.
how I turn it on. Where's this thing here? Right? So we have to push our kids, irrespective of what the government is doing, irrespective of what the community is doing. We got that opportunity and that responsibility to
Most definitely.
push these
We
kids.
have to, most definitely, and I believe the use of whatever is going on, the classrooms need to be utilizing technology a whole lot more. And on that note, I hope that the education ministry is actually doing something right now when it comes to the fact that North Rumbel Multilateral School completely the entire classroom section was burned down, all the books destroyed, the IT lab destroyed, and now that the students that are actually doing information technology don't have a lab to utilize, an EDPM basically don't have a lab to utilize. And I know teachers be now they're asking persons if they have no other space that the student could utilize with computers and so forth. I think it's most ridiculous at this point in time, almost a year after, that the students don't have those basic necessities in place so that they
Yeah.
can learn. So on that note, I wanted to put
Yeah.
that in.
So come on, Ministry of Education, come on. And as we come out of the pandemic, and that's not an issue we're going to touch on, even more that our kids got so much catching up to do. We got to push them even harder. But folks, joining us, welcome to FYI. Smash that emoji button for us and share the live stream. Thank you very much. But as we talk about pandemic, the guys have announced locally the authorities
Yes.
that they are now fully relaxing the restrictions. This one's a little bizarre to me because in the same report of relaxing restrictions, they're talking about keep wearing your mask,
your face mask.
keep sanitizing. We open back the churches, but ensure you wash your hand outside and so on. But if you're right next to me, there's no social distancing, coughing in my face. I don't know. So I don't know what we're aiming to achieve by this. But that being said, what is missing for me is the science behind it. We just hear reopening. But for instance, it would have been good to see a report that says because of X and Y that we're doing, we've seen a tremendous reduction in the incidences of positive cases. and hence why we can move in this direction. But when the preamble to that is, if you're home testing and you're positive, don't tell us, then I don't see.
But I have another, like, I read the report, and persons could go pick it up. I think Newsroom have a bit of it, and all the online media houses will have a bit on that. But one particular thing that I'm most interested in is, when I read the report, I was looking to see at what point in the report they would have mentioned that persons don't need to actually submit vaccination cards when utilizing public buildings and so forth. Because if you're saying that you're relaxing the measures, and that is one of the measures also, and then it goes to the conversation that is happening right now also when it comes to the registration process at GCOM, and the fact that they are still requiring vaccination cards for persons to go in there. I think they relaxed that between up to the age of 18, if I'm not
Something there,
mistaken.
yeah.
From 14 to 18, I think that was the age group that was relaxed, but they're still requiring vaccination card, which is most absurd. You can, when it comes to registration and that particular activity, I cannot stress the importance of it, and that particular activity needs to be done differently. And when I saw the announcement of Guyana to end COVID-19 restrictions and fully reopen next week, the first thing I'm thinking is that GCOM needs to be getting up to speed with that particular headline, because GCOM needs to be saying, well, we're not requiring any vaccination card
Yeah.
anymore, because it bears no merit anymore when the administration is saying that they are reopening fully and things going back to normal as before
Yeah.
COVID-19 started in the country. So
But
notice
quite
to
interesting,
GCOM.
quite interesting. And while we're reopening fully, GPL was shutting down yesterday.
Oh my
It
God.
was a
So
massive shutdown of the
cascading
the Jamara Borbis interconnected
interconnect
system
system.
was cascading, shutdown, accumulation of darkness, you name it. Yesterday was a massive. How did it touch you all, folks? How did that touch you? Right, big shutdown yesterday. How were you guys affected? Those of you who are at home in Guyana. What about those of you in the diaspora? Did it touch you? Right, maybe that's why your time gone back is the blackout. Your clock's running slow, folks. But great to have you guys here. And this is a problem we thought we were solving. And a couple of months ago, maybe just a little shy of 2 years ago, we seem to have been heading in the right direction. We're minimizing, mitigating, and eliminating blackouts are concerned with it. We're right back there.
I like the fact
Right?
that I read this in the Guyana Chronicle. It said, if the Guyana Chronicle is fed up with GPL, and then then
You
some,
fed up too.
then you understand where we're at, right? Because the Guyana Chronicle at the moment does everything in its power to make these things look okay.
And if they can glass
So,
up this one,
but it started off by saying the Demerara Barbies interconnected system experienced yet another shutdown. The guy said the Chronicle have had
yet
it
another shutdown.
with GPL
Right?
and their
Chronicle
shutdown.
saying nonsense, filed in jail. That's what Chronicle saying.
Basically,
Yet
that's what they're
another
saying.
shutdown.
Basically,
Yet
that's
another
what they're
We gotta
saying.
solve this problem.
I don't know how it's
We
going
gotta
to be
solve this
solved
problem.
like that.
Right? I want to see the leader of the opposition, and I want to see Irfan Ali sit down and solve this problem.
Well, those matters, and that's power generation altogether. They're not even looking to solve matters of more serious impact. So I don't see how that is going to be started. I don't see that change. But obviously, we've been pushing for those amicable solutions to be met collectively with collective consultation altogether between government and opposition. So yes, I'm with you on that one.
Yep. And while we're on that about government and opposition, this is what Raphael Trotman said recently. As you guys know, Raphael Trotman is a member of Parliament, former Speaker of the National Assembly, former Minister of Natural Resources, and the current chairman
of the Alliance for Change.
Had a very interesting letter in yesterday's Starbuck News, in which he was saying how the administration, and one of the points made in the letter, talked about the leader of the opposition, soon to be Mr. Aubrey Norton. Crossing my hands, cross my fingers. Soon to be Mr. Aubrey Norton, and also Irfan Ali sitting down to meet. And one of the big issues was this whole issue of recognizing the government.
Yes.
Right? And the PP administration, for whatever reason, they've been so distracted about who says about them being illegal and all of that. They seem to put a lot of emphasis on that. But this is what Mr. Trotman said yesterday in that fantastic letter to the editor, in responding to another letter right to Mr. James Hamilton. He says, I reiterate that the response by Jim Hamilton is a refreshing break from the nastiness that now characterizes our political discourse and augurs well for the future. I add that I don't believe that there is a single patriotic Guyanese who is not willing to embrace and support President Ali One Guyana initiative. Mhm. However, after 2 years, it remains just an idea, and there has been no substance added to it. Mhm. Praise the Lord. And time is running out, of course. Time is running out. In this regard, as we move forward, Mr. Hamilton's own words are worthy of repetition. If we are going to work together and have true inclusive government, at least let integrity prevail and let mutual respect prevail as well. And this is important for the country's political and economical stability. Yep, yep, yep. And in another part of that letter, he talked about, why they're so concerned about whether they are recognized as legitimate or not. You have a functioning parliament, you are the executive. Let's just get on with it. As the British would say, let us just get on with it. Right? And just get on with it, right? That is what is happening there, right? But that being said, folks, we wanna break for some breaking news that is happening, that just happened as we were speaking. There's a woman, folks, who apparently just walked into the Brigdan police station and shot herself.
Mm.
Right? That is the report that we're having. Breaking news: a woman just walked into the Brigdan police station and shot herself. And that is the news that is breaking on the wires where we are. As you know, the Brigdan police station, that is central Georgetown. We don't have the details on that as yet, but that is the information we have at hand. And we continue to say, when we're approaching the weekend, and it goes throughout the week, that you have to find some time for yourself.
Yes.
Mental health, we always say it's a real thing. We don't have all the details as yet, right? But this has been always been our caution here, that people are under so much stress and strain and a whole host of other things, that we really truly got to be gentle with ourselves. And as we get more information on this matter, we're going to share that with you. But that is just within the last seconds. We're picking up that information that a woman just walked into the Brigdan police station compound and shot herself dead.
Yeah.
Right?
This is crazy. We definitely want to, we will be following up on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, before the program is out, we will get a name of the individual and what happened altogether. Wow, to get to that stage that you just walk into the police
Yeah.
station at that. And I would like the details of that needs to be
Yeah.
very
So, guys, we're going to keep you posted.
where did the gun come from on all of that?
We're going to keep you posted with that throughout the course of the day, throughout the course of the program. As long as we have additional information to add, we are going to keep you guys posted on that.
Yes.
But again, our thoughts and prayers are with this woman's family.
Check on your strong friends.
Cheers.
Check on everyone.
Yeah.
We keep saying it. Check on people. Make it a practice to check on people in the morning. Drop someone a text message. Check and see how they're doing. Family, friends. Check on people.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take things for granted. A lot of times people reach out and we don't take it as serious as we should. So details to come out from
we don't have all the details as yet, but breaking news: a woman just walked into the Brigdan police station and shot herself dead. And that's the report that we have.
Yep. Sad.
Good.
But
that being said,
as we go forward, I know Shad had been speaking about and Mrs. Trotman actually had quite an in-depth insight in his letter to yesterday in the papers. It was yesterday, not today. And also another piece of letter I saw in the newspaper came from Tabitha Sarabo Haley also, and she was speaking to the test of democracy. She said the heading actually read it: test of democracy must be seen as existent to which institutions and practices contribute to less overreaching by the state. And most definitely, this is something that we've been talking about practically every single day. We have been mentioning when it comes to overreaching, even in the case that's going on right now with the missing fishermen, the fact that that the survivor there was interrogated by a sitting minister. All of those things should not happen altogether. But overreaching by the state is a matter. And Tabitha did an article in paper, and she was very sound in her reasoning. One of the things I know, she ended by saying that looking at a period between 2020 and now, she said it will, nothing that has been done between 2020 to now will convince any right thinking Guyanese that they are on the right track where democracy is concerned. We can all agree with that. The country, our citizens, and future generations deserve something better, something that reduces our fear and anxieties and allow all to feel that they have equal and equitable prospects in this dear land of ours. And we can all relate to this because this is something that everyone have been covering. Persons on social media have been letting their voices be heard through technology. All social media platforms, we can pick out persons basically complaining and saying the same thing. And it's not basically complaining, it's valid criticism. It's saying that this is what we're seeing, this is what it is. And Tabitha is none other than our colleague, member of parliament also. So you can go take a look at that article.
Yeah.
It's in the Starbrook
And
newspaper.
Tabitha is also a member of the Nation Builders of Guyana. I think that's the name of the political party. And in keeping with what we even said with the letter that Mr. Trotman wrote, all talking about democracy and democratic ethos and all of those things, I think the other argument could be made also. The Ali administration wants this recognition of legitimacy, but here you have you have a government and a whole host of their democratic credentials still are to be met in terms of the actualizing, the operationalizing of a number of commissions and bodies. And we can go through a couple of them. The Judicial Service Commission, 2 years in, doesn't function. The Teaching Service Commission, the Public Service Commission has not been constituted 2 years in, right? The Natural Resource Fund Board, they're now identifying members. That board the members have not even been ratified as yet. That is still outstanding. The local content secretariat, they promised by mid-February, and then it became the end of February. We're into March. That is still outstanding 2 years in. The Petroleum Commission, right? Still not operationalized, still not appointed. The Integrity Commission still doesn't function, still has not been appointed. You have even local government elections, where you forward from last year. There's no conversation being had about that at GCOM. And yet here you hear the Ali government talking about it wants the opposition to recognize it as legal and legitimate, but then do the legal and legitimate things.
Correct.
That constitutes what a government should be doing and how a government should be operating. And so on that note, I think both letters were very timely.
Very much so. So, guys, you can go to have a look and have a read at both those letters from Tabitha Saraba Hali and also from Raphael Trotman. Glennis Mingoborn is here. She said, I am late, Sherry. So, Glennis, you have some extra work to do since you are late this morning.
Yeah, guys, we encourage you to share the live stream, and we want you guys to let us know how you guys are feeling out there on social media. Smash that emoji button. We're still following this bit of breaking news, and the guys are going to keep us updated as they can on any details. Breaking news, though, a woman walked into the Brickdown police station, that's as we have it, walked into the Brickdown police station and shot herself, and she is deceased as a result of that gunshot injury. Again, woman walks into the Brickdown police station and shot herself just moments ago, and we're going to keep you guys updated as we get more details on that. What else we have today?
And guys, as we move forward, one of the things that we're picking up is the cops attacked by domestic violence suspect. Right? Accomplice, an accomplice at Crane. And what we're looking at there right now, police officers responding to a domestic violence report were allegedly attacked and injured by two persons at Crane Housing Scheme West Coast Demerara on a Friday night, right? The assailant and his accomplice were arrested and taken to the Parfait Harmony police station, where they are being held pending charges. So there you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Persons, we've been speaking a lot over time on domestic violence altogether, and there you have it, the police responding to a domestic violence call, and they are now injured because the persons that the two persons, actually, I believe that it was the individual that the call was made because of, and a relative or a friend of his, I can't remember that aspect of it, but there you have it. And what it brought to, what a conversation needs to be, is how police are actually trained when they're dealing with these situations, to the point that they are now injured to that extent. What is the training that are given to them
Yeah.
altogether? This is not the case when people are going to say, oh, you see, well, when the police go now, they get involved. They need to be trained to the point that they can go and handle these situations, and for it to be resolved amicably. We can't have situations that the police is going to intervene and they're coming out injured also.
Well, the police got to in both cases, not just limited to this issue and this story. Police got to respect members of the public, and members of the public got to respect the
Correct.
police as
Yes.
well. Because just over the weekend, we were covering the protest action at Blairmont Sugar Estate, and how the police treating protesters.
Yep.
It left much to be desired to see police flinging protesters at the back of vehicles. But clearly, police got to respect the members of the public, and members of the public got to respect the police. And while we're on domestic violence, we're being told that there were 160, 192 domestic
Domestic
violence
violence
reports
reports.
just last year. Right? And again, this is an area we've been saying, we were highlighting during International Women's Day by saying we not only got to march for women on International Women's Day,
Correct.
every day of the year, we got to march for women, run for women, walk for women, because this is a pandemic that we have locally. I ain't want to know what happening at nobody else's place. Let me fix my own barnyard. And this is a problem that needs a lot of attention, and it needs strong leadership at the helm of this country.
But
Strong
what
leadership.
what is interesting about that particular number is 1,692 domestic violence reports being made last year, and that report that was actually given by the Commissioner of Police acting Nigel Hoppy, and then but it goes on to say, out of the report, he said 814 cases were made with a corresponding amount of persons being charged. So 1,692 being reported, but then only 814 cases actually have a corresponding charge being made. So
Interesting.
that is an issue all by
Interesting. Very
itself.
interesting.
So how do, because I bring that up, guys, because for those of you who don't know, there's a no, I think it's no tolerance. I believe that is the terminology used when it comes to domestic violence at the level of the police station. The system that is used is that once a case of domestic violence is reported, then it must go to the court, and persons cannot ask for it to be dismissed at the level of that report. All cases should go to the court. So it is quite strange for us to be reading that the 1,692 reports being made, but only 814 cases actually having corresponding amount of persons being charged. It begs the question of whether that no tolerance policy is actually being followed to the book as it should be, or if there are avenues in which persons can go and say, oh well, this guy beat me up today, but when you go home, he's pushing the woman out to go and say, well, remove the charge, tell them you don't want to pursue the matter, because this is the reality on the ground. So that those numbers, they don't add up, and definitely we need to look into it to see
Yeah.
the results and why it is not adding up
Yeah.
altogether.
And the other side of that too is a large amount of these cases are not reported. A large amount of the incidences are not reported.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about that, there's another headline that's screaming at us that suggests that there was a man who was chopped up just recently, as a result of a drunken brawl at a let me get it right, a drunken brawl in Berbice. Berbice Mason chopped to death during brawl, right? Chopped to death during brawl. Again, these issues are too pervasive in our
Yep.
society, in our country, and we gotta get some strong measures in place to deal with
Because
that.
I
Very,
believe
very
it
strong
was
measures.
I believe it was only Friday that we were actually reporting the young man, the Guyanese that was living overseas, that returned for the wedding and lost his life there
Yes.
after a
Yes,
row
we were.
at a wedding house. Basically, so now we have another issue coming out here with the Barbies Mason being chopped to death during the brawl, and said the police are searching for two suspects in connection with the brutal chopping of 24-year-old Alex Williams, a mason of Rampasad Street, number 2, village East Kanji, Borbis. And the victim was chopped about his body with a cutlass, and he was pronounced dead at the New Amsterdam Public Hospital. You know, that these things are very damning and disturbing to report altogether. No one wants to be reporting this level of violence in our
Yeah,
society that
yeah,
results in the
yeah.
death of a
And
young
we all
man,
gotta
24
do.
years old.
We all gotta do what we gotta do to kind of
Mm.
curb this kind of behavior, curb these kind of actions. And I think we about to head into the big issue.
Well, most definitely. But before we even go to the big issue, we have a person of
What
interest
we do? A
this
person of interest.
morning. We have the person of interest this morning. We have guys, our person of interest this morning is none other than it's Shakini Lane. Shakini Lane, 20-year-old Shakini Lane, and she has already started two small businesses. Businesses,
Oh
one in
nice. Oh
skincare
nice. Kudos to
and
you.
one in fashion altogether. And so Shakini is out there setting an example for
Mhm.
young women
Mhm.
throughout the world, like, to
Fantastic.
make sure.
Fantastic.
And there she is looking all ambitious. I love the look
Fantastic.
altogether.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can
Dress to impress.
I can understand that she has a business in fashion based on her look there. So
You
she's
gotta
trying to
wear
be
it.
out and about doing her thing. So way to go. Congratulations on
Yeah.
your
Yeah. And
businesses,
we
and we
need.
wish you success.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We encourage young people to pursue your passion, pursue your dreams, and so on. When we started, we start by saying, lots of people plan and they get
Mhm.
stuck in the planning phase and they never go on to go past that. But you got to move
Yeah.
from potential to performance, and it's good to see a young woman like Shakeen Lane, pressing forward. And I'm certain if you talk to her, she can tell you about all the challenges, all of the struggles, and all of that comes with it, right? And those things are a necessary part of trying to do anything, trying to produce anything, a necessary part of the struggle, right? A necessary part of the hustle,
That is
right?
correct. That is
And
correct.
so that is what is happening, and we encourage more young people, to go out there and to do what you gotta do, do what you gotta do, pursue your dreams, pursue your hopes and your aspirations, be all that you can be.
Well, and persons living, young people in Guyana, I tend to say it all the time. Guyana, it's like a blank slate. There's so much to be done, so many things that have never been done before in our country, and so it gives you a unique opportunity to go out there, be the trendsetter locally. And I can say that a lot of things that you were thinking about and so forth probably has been done in other countries and so forth. But in Guyana, we have so much that has never been done before. So you need to go out there, be creative, explore what's going on in your mind, and just let it happen. Show your creativity altogether.
Yeah.
So way to go to her. And I believe that on another note, there was a student from Nation Six Forum that I think was reported to have topped the world when it comes to his English exam that he took. I think its name is John McGrath, a Guyanese student of School of the Nations, made history when he scored 99 out of 100 at the Cambridge International June 2021 English exam, surpassing more than 1 million students from 136 countries worldwide to top Cambridge International Advanced Subsidy. Right, so there you have it, another student, and we're always celebrating young people. This is something that you can get used to seeing on FYI. We're gonna always congratulate youth and their ambitions and their drive for success. Once they are out there and they're doing what needs to be done, we're going to be out here cheering them on as well. So congratulations to Mr. John McGrath as well on that. But when we're talking about these people, young people, important persons, we definitely need to let persons know and express our sympathies and condolences on the passing of Justice Cecile Kennard. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. A true legal luminary. A true
yes,
legal luminary. You know what? Like with anybody who has lived and worked, and you got a whole body of work, you can find faults if you want to find
yes,
faults. You can find faults invariably. There are no perfect people at all. But Justice Kennard has dedicated his life to serving the law and did so with exemplary service. and whether it was as being Chancellor of the Judiciary, a Court of Appeal judge, I think he was Chief Justice at one point too, but serving the legal fraternity at varying levels.
With distinction,
With
I must say.
distinction, right? And we see fairly well, on this journey.
Yep.
Justice Kennard, fairly well.
And moving on to the big
Yeah.
issue this morning. What is the big issue? The big issue is what affects every single
The
one.
prices.
Rising
Things
prices
tight.
in the local
Things tight.
market. That is
Things
our
tight, people.
big issue this morning. Rising prices altogether. And it doesn't come
Things tight. Things are tight.
having to report it is one thing, but actually seeing the impact of it with persons and persons are basically out there and they're complaining altogether. Now Milko has raised flour price by 15%. 15%, Sherrod. I think this announcement was made on Friday after we came off for the FYI program, but the National Milling Company of Guyana Inc. has increased the price of flour by 15% with immediate effect. That was last Friday. So persons will be experiencing the rise in that price now. And again, it's in a statement from the company on Friday noted that the increase is largely due to Russia invasion of Ukraine. That is what the company is saying. On that note, I want to also say that we are seeing the rise in the fuel prices also. And what we can say is Guyana, being an oil producer, there will be a net benefit when it comes to the rise in the fuel prices. Let's just go into that conversation. So when we are
What does
seeing
it mean by a net rise in fuel prices?
we are seeing
What does it mean to the ordinary person?
well, what we're seeing out there right about now is that the price of fuel altogether it's going up. We are the oil producer. We are an oil producing country. So basically, it gives a benefit to us selling oil. So we're going to be gaining financially from that. So when you are seeing things like flour increasing with 15%, it begs the question as to why isn't officials from the government coming in and actually saying that, from this net benefit that we're getting from the increase in the oil prices, from this net benefit that we're receiving here, we're going to take the small portion of money and basically subsidize the National Milling Company. Why aren't we having these conversations? Why aren't anyone? It begs the question. Why aren't they coming out and saying that?
I think somebody will ask is, yeah, but what I mean for me, selling more oil. If I gotta pay more oil for more oil in the gas station, because I went yesterday and I put some oil in the tank, and when I see the money I spent with the needle meat, but you're not earning more salary. You're not. So what does it mean that we're selling more oil?
And that's a different discussion altogether when you speak about earning more salary. And so Guyanese, and this discussion was wide. I mean, sure, this is a whole program and by itself we're going to have to go into, but I think tomorrow is a good day for us to actually have that discussion for it. I know we're basically over an hour already. But Guyanese went on, and a lot of discussions were had even prior at the beginning of forest oil, and persons were explaining the fact that, hey, because you're producing oil is going to mean that you're going to have this immediate benefit when it comes to the price of that you're paying here. Government policies needs to be put in place in order for you to see any direct relationship there, but no policy have been put in place because the government
is not interested in how high oil gets in the world market. If we're gonna be selling more oil, if I'm paying more in my own country for oil.
But we've been saying it because the benefit and that the benefit from selling the oil, we've been talking about, and people need to keep linking these things together. We've been talking about it. Yes, you're selling oil. The oil price go up, or better for everybody that's selling oil. But what does it say for the ordinary Guyanese? It doesn't say anything for you, because when we've been speaking about the fact that when the money from the oil, when the oil revenues are actually being drained, we don't even have an insight into where it is going. So it's not benefiting us. So that's my point here with the flour prices 15%, Sherrod. That is the point that I'm making here. You know that you're having a net benefit there with the increase in price. The government is show us a little bit of care. If you can come and say we are going to cushion this by just saying let's subsidize in the Milko a bit. whilst we get through this little
And
bit
it's
of
not only
ruffle,
flour.
right?
We talk about
But
Claremont
using this as an
and the
example,
rice.
they can do all of those things because they are benefiting somewhat from what is going on. Let us be quite frank.
They're benefiting, but does the
The
people benefit?
ordinary
Because
man does
again,
not benefit.
we're just over a month since the last budget was passed, and you hear all these fancy terms. Biggest budget ever. But it's the biggest budget ever. I'm paying more for flour, I'm paying more for gasoline, and my salary ain't increased yet from the biggest budget ever. And so I want to know, I'm not concerned as a citizen of us selling more oil in the world market. What does that do for
Correct.
me personally? Right? I'm still saddled with larger increases. I'm certain lots of landlords are calling the tenants saying, I might need to raise the rent because cost of upkeep of
But
the
how does
premises and
that?
all of that.
But that doesn't take into account how the tenants are going to be able to pay a higher rent because they are not seeing an increase in their salaries. They are seeing an increase in every single thing. The basic food items, inflation price is still up there. We're see they're still having higher gas bills at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
how do you deal with that as a tenant and the increase in rent also? That doesn't make sense.
You go to the government and ask them, what here?
That's how you do it. That's the only way to do it.
Because I thought things were going to be getting better, economic dynamism and all of that.
But on that note, guys, it would be very interesting for us to actually do a program in which we look at the housing market and the inflation there altogether, because that is a discussion that needs to be had. A lot of persons are not paying attention to it, but especially when it comes to Georgia, a lot of persons live that reside in Georgia altogether are renting. And when you look at, if you could just scroll social media, guys, you would actually see the prices that persons are putting up properties for rent for. And it begs the question is who is moderating and controlling in that area altogether?
No way, me never got sued.
So a lot to be discussed when it comes to rising prices.
That we're going to be tackling.
Definitely a lot to be discussed. This probably the entire week will be aimed at the discussions as to the increase the exorbitant increase in prices that we're expecting right now.
So glad to see so many folks join us this morning.
Yes.
So glad to see all the folks. Ravi Kemraj is here, and folks, as we wrap up our program for today, we encourage you guys to share the live stream. Smash that emoji button as well. We're still following this story that it just broke, that a woman walked into the Brigham police station and shot herself. And as we get more information, we're going to be sharing that with you. We're going to be back in our podcast at 12. And we're supposed to have a very interesting, important guest today for our podcast. So you're going to want to join the podcast today, folks. To find out more about that. Then we're back in the ring at 8 this evening. But good to see each and every one of you. Guys, we're going to continue to follow this story. And we can't implore on you guys enough to say, come on board and partner with us so that we can meet our own obligations at this end. It takes something out of us to keep the lights going, to keep the internet going, to keep everything that you see around us, to keep this space that we do these programs in our possession. Wink, wink. Who don't know? In our possession.
You know what, he's coming,
guys. So come on board and partner with us. We got the Cash App available. Our Cash App handle is $sign in the ring 592. We have been having some trouble with PayPal, but we hope to get that sorted out in another 48 hours. But we're still available via Zelle. The PayPal and Zelle email address is in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 gmail.com. We're available on MMG. Our phone number there is 627-6963. That's our MMG number, 627-6963. Available via MoneyGram, available via Western Union. And guys, if you want to know more how you can do this, if you need any guidance, that very WhatsApp numbers or that very MMG numbers our WhatsApp number, 627-6963. WhatsApp us and let's tell you how you guys can be part of what's happening.
That's it. That's our program for
That's
today.
Our time.
That's our program for this morning.
Good to see you, Candy.
Narayan.
Candice Narayan. Candy Inderjeet. Candy Naleen Inderjeet. Sandra Hanover, good to see you as well.
Glennis Mingo Burn.
Yes, Glennis is
I
here.
See Carl Miller is here this morning also. Carl said, okay, stay safe and have a blessed day to all.
Yeah, guys, we're going to keep you posted on the bit of breaking news about the unfortunate situation there, the Brigham police station compound.
Yes.
where that woman just walked in and shot herself. We're going to keep you posted on that. But good to see each and every one of you here with us, folks. Thank you so much for being here.
And be sure to join us tomorrow morning, and be sure to tell a friend, ask a friend to join. You are the ambassadors of credible information, and we encourage you to go out there and earn your stripes as us, the ambassadors of credible information, and make sure that you share the live stream so that other persons will be able to access this bit of information also. So see you tomorrow morning at 8 for FYI, and be sure to be below the belt at 12, and also in the ring this evening at 8 p.m.
8, 12, and 8.
Have a great day, guys.